Okay, in my last video, I was talking about how when one person who has a grievance is talking to another person, that other person usually gets defensive. And that is, in essence, a rejection of what the person with the grievance is feeling. It's sort of like saying, you don't count, you don't matter, I don't want to hear it. And it creates problems. Who knew? And now what I want to talk about is basically strategies for how you, as the as the bad guy, how you can perform better when someone is giving you some constructive feedback. So if you've got somebody that has, they've got a grievance and you did something, something dumb probably, and they're mad at you, right? Now, it's going to be really hard to stay in a frame of mind where you can hear what they're saying. And you're just going to have to, you're probably going to have to fail at it a few times. At least that's the way it went for me, where I would only remember the process for listening after the fact. I would only, after it was all done, I'd be like, gosh, I did it again and I got all defensive and it backfired on me. So it might take a few times. But if you can keep front of mind that your mission during that exchange is to understand the other person, then you've got it. That right there, if you can keep that front of mind, then you are going to succeed in being a good listener and a good partner to that person. Whether or not they're your romantic partner or not, it kind of doesn't matter. But it's especially important if you are, or if they are. So, they've got a grievance, and your mission is to understand them and to, gosh, my glasses are like, they're all dirty. Can't see. Your mission is to understand them and to understand how they feel, how what you did made them feel. Now, if there are any women listening, I know you're just like screaming right now, like, no duh, it's called empathy. But for us guys, it's a little harder than that, all right? We had a rough start and we're trying to catch up. So, empathy is where we put ourselves in someone else's shoes to understand or attempt to understand, a good faith effort to understand what someone else's experience is like. And the magic of I'm going to call it a confrontation, but I sort of want a different word for it. But when two people got an issue and they need to resolve it, getting to the point where you can understand how they feel when you are you're a biased party in that dynamic. And that's the hard part, is that you're biased and you have to somehow put aside your biases and put yourself in their shoes and actually imagine yourself being the victim of yourself. And it's weird, but it works when you can keep it front of mind that you're trying to understand their experience, and that is the only mission. You're not in an argument. Like the point isn't to argue opposing sides. If you start arguing like that, it's over, you've lost. Or not so much that you've lost, but the two of you have lost. The whole thing is effectively a failure. It's not going to go anywhere, and it's just going to build resentment, and you're just going to take that pile of crap that you were supposed to deal with, and you're going to huck it out into the rest of your house, where it's just going to sit there and cause problems for the rest of forever. So you got to deal with it by listening and being present and imagining what it's like in their shoes. And you have to remember that it doesn't matter if what they say is technically correct or fair or reasonable. None of that matters. And I know it feels like it should. Like, believe me, I feel that too. But it doesn't, because in that moment, what they need you to do is accept them. They need you to accept their experience. They need you to believe them. And it doesn't matter. You don't have to agree that their version of events is the end all be all. You don't have to agree to that. You just have to understand and you have to, well, accept that the way they experienced it is the way that they experienced it. That's really what it comes down to. Because being believed that your experience is valid and matters to the people in your life, that's a really big part about being human, because we are incredibly social animals. We need to be accepted and loved and valued and all of those things. And believe me, if you're in a romantic relationship, you need those things from your partner too. So that's your moment. This is like, if your partner is pissed off at you, this is your moment to pull through and show them that them being pissed off at you is okay, that you accept it, that you will accept the pain of someone being pissed off at you. You will listen to them, and you will strive to do better. You will actually take it and use it and become better. Because that's what they're doing. They're trying to help you be better. And I know it's a hard thing, because we like to think of ourselves, at least I like to think of myself as sort of subconsciously, I'm sort of done. I'm complete. And I should be, I'm perfect. I should be considered perfect the way I am, right? And so when somebody gives me constructive feedback, it kind of breaks that. And it's like, that hurts, like, are you rejecting me? Like, what is that? But really, they're trying to help you be better. They're giving you feedback to be a better man. And so to take that feedback in a masculine way doesn't mean to fight back. That doesn't quite jive with the popular cultural values that surround masculinity. But I'm posing this as consider it an alternative perspective, that maybe, just maybe, a real man can take some constructive feedback and not lose his shit. Like, is that so weird? Can we maybe accept that in order to be mature and fully developed as a man, we need to be able to hear somebody tell us something that hurts us, and we should be able to take it and not just explode and reject everything that's coming from them. So now, I'm telling you, it's going to be painful. If you have an ego, it's going to be painful. But when you do it successfully, you're going to be amazed at how it works. Because this person that was erupting at you, right? Pretty soon they lose steam. They realize, wow, he's accepting it. And when they realize you're not putting up a fight, they stop trying to fight you. Now, you're going to want to say stuff. I get it. And maybe there's a place for that. Maybe the gods looking down on the situation would kind of be on your side. Maybe you're right in a way, right? But in that moment when they come to you with a grievance, that's not the time to bring it up, okay? What you do is you listen to it, you listen to them, you accept them, and you do it with an honest heart. You give this a good faith effort to understand where they're coming from, how they felt, how what you did made them feel. You really try and understand that, and you let them know, like, yeah, that would really suck. damn, I'm so sorry. That is rough, and anyone would feel bad if that happened to them too. And then, this is the kicker. And this is going to feel so weird, but you thank them for telling you. You thank them. A genuine thanks. Like, why should you thank them? They were just like screaming at you. Well, because it takes courage to come to someone with that kind of bad news. Your partner didn't want to do it. They actually needed the courage to come to you and say, God, when you said that thing, it made me feel like shit. Or when you forgot to do the thing that I asked you, it made me feel like you didn't value me. And you're like, of course I value you. But you don't say that. You empathize. And at the end of it, you give them a heartfelt thanks. And what that does is that makes them feel safe. Safe to come to you and work something out. Because if two people do not work out their issues, if a conflict between two people doesn't result in increased connection, then you are on a trajectory to you're going this way. You're going this way, all right? So you can choose whether or not you want conflicts to result in going this way or going this way. And if you take what they're telling you with grace and dignity, if you take it and you accept it, and then you thank them, you say, thanks for bringing that to me. I'm really sorry about what I did, what I said, how I behaved. Thank you for telling me. I'm going to work on it. And I want you to help hold me accountable to this. Now you're going up. Now you're going up. The relationship is getting stronger and your partner feels safe. Safe to bring to you anything. Safer to bring to you their love, not just their criticisms. My cat is trying to break in right now. No. No. My cat is so aggressively affectionate. It's too much, okay? It's too much. I have to lock her out of my office, otherwise I can't get anything done. So, yeah, you thank them. I know it's wild. The first time I tried it, it just felt so weird. It was hard to do. But I'm getting there. I'm really getting there. And for, the first time basically in my life, I understand how and why to process relational baggage. Stuff that's been building up because I wasn't dealing with it, because I didn't have the tools to deal with it. I didn't have the help. I didn't have somebody to help guide me through the process and tell me how a relationship really functions. Like, how does the garbage get to the dump? If you don't know how your relationship garbage gets to the dump, then it just piles up in your house. And so, the groceries in and garbage out. You got to have this dynamic going. Otherwise it's a bad story, and I'm trying to avoid a bad story for myself. And as I learn these things, I want to share with you. So, okay. I don't know if I really built on the last episode or if I just redid that one, but I think this one definitely builds on that one. So watch them both. Okay. That's it. I got to go. I got to turn my office back into my wife's office because her parents are sleeping in her office. And these are things that I, deal with. Okay. Thank you. And see you later.